Excuse me. The faculty is standing at the back. We have some chairs in the front. Could you please come and join here? Faculty and staff, those people who are standing there, you can come and join and have these chairs. Good morning, everyone. I am Ahmed Amjad Ali, Head for External Relations, and my colleague today, Dr. Sandro Kalwani, Director of Human Resources and Director, ASEAN MDG Center, will be moderating this forum today. We are very pleased and honored today that we have all our 9 council representatives here, ambassadors and representatives of the governments of all 9 council countries are here. And this council meeting, in the last council meeting held on 17th October, the informal meeting which was held, it was decided that we would have an open forum of AIT, which would include the students, the staff, the faculty, the alumni, and others. So we'll start the proceedings of the forum. I will just go through the program guideline, that how we would proceed. We'll start with the remarks of the President. Then the council members representative would give their remarks. Then there'll be a short presentation by the President on 1-year post-flood accomplishments. Then there'll be reports by the schools and centers, and this would be about the future plans of AIT and the schools and centers. And then there will be a report on AIT financial issues. The last 1 hour or 1 hour 10 minutes is for Q&As. We have received few questions and some suggestions via email once it was circulated. But those who would wish to add their questions or ask questions which we have not received, please raise your hand and we will have someone with the mic for you. Here I would like to please stress here that this open forum is here. We are here, the ambassadors are here to discuss the issues in the last 1 year, the future of AIT, the current status of AIT. And please be very brief and precise in your questions. And please keep one thing in mind. We all are here for AIT. We all love AIT. So whatever questions you pose, whatever the way you are here to ask questions to the council, to the administration, please be precise, be in decency, and I hope we all can discuss here in a very nice manner as a family of AIT. So let me now request President Saeed Erandoz to come and give his welcome remarks at this occasion. Thank you.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the distinguished members of AIT Council. and I would like to start in alphabetical order with His Excellency Mr. Kazi Imtiaz Hossain, Ambassador of Bangladesh, Her Excellency Mrs. UI, Ambassador of Cambodia, His Excellency Mr. Anil Wadhwa, Ambassador of India, Mr. Tetsuo Hasegawa, First Secretary, Representative from Embassy of Japan, Mr. Dornath Aryal, Chargé d'Affaires, Embassy of Nepal, Mr. Ata-ul-Munir Shahid, Chargé d'Affaires, Embassy of Pakistan. He's on the way and will arrive any minute. His Excellency Shantha, Kottegoda, Ambassador of Sri Lanka, Mr. Christoffer Berg, Minister Counselor and Deputy Head of Mission, Representative from Embassy of Sweden, and Mr. Quoc Chinh, Minister Counselor, Representative from Embassy of Vietnam. And also warm welcome to all our students, alumni, faculty, and staff of AIT and our friends. As you know, we decided long ago to meet in this kind of forums, open forums, at least one time per semester. So this has been a tradition for AIT for quite some time. And because of issues of concern for our students, faculty and staff and alumni, we decided to this time also invite distinguished members of the Council. And by the request of students in the last student forum, we also invited representatives from Ministry of Education, Commission of Higher Education, and also Minister of Foreign Affairs of our host country, Thailand, and representative from Alumni Association, Mother and Thailand chapter. But we have not received any confirmation about their participation this morning. So I try to be short with respect to the time. We are going to spend a major part of the time for discussions and in order to find possible solutions and ways forward. So with these few welcome notes, ladies and gentlemen, I wish all of us a good morning and fruitful discussions. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Council member countries, I would request Ambassador of India, His Excellency Mr. Anil Wadhwa, to please come here and give his remarks on behalf of the Council. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear students. It's heartening to see so many of you in this body today. And it just shows what a vibrant place AIT is. And on behalf of the Council, let me reiterate the Council members' full faith that we will continue to have bright, secure future for the AIT and for the students. Let me make just a few remarks because we will have a chance to discuss everything on your mind during the question and answer session. But let me begin by saying that 2012 has been a transition year for AIT. And as you all know, the new AIT charter has been adopted by a number of countries. A number of countries have not yet ratified it. And therefore you see the 9 of countries who are represented here, since this is a transition phase and more countries will be added as we go along. And of course the AIT Council members who are present here are unanimous in their view that as the host country of AIT, it is absolutely imperative in order to ensure a safe and secure future for the AIT, its students and its faculty, that the government of Thailand is fully on board on matters pertaining to the institute. As to how to achieve this, the Council members have been in discussion with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand at various levels. And I'd like to inform everyone here that the Council members would be having a meeting with the concerned officials in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the 5th of November. And this meeting will be chaired by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In the meantime, the Council members who are present here are also engaged in an exercise to draft the new bylaws of the AIT so as to ensure that activities and administration of the institute are conducted in a rule-based, in a transparent, fair and effective manner so that AIT can continue its academic vigor in the future. And most of all, we are all very much aware of the fact that students, all of you who are present here, are very much interested in ensuring that your future is secure and that AIT's future is secure, and there should be no effect brought to bear on your academic achievements or otherwise. Thank you.
Now it's the time for few presentations. I would like to request the council members to please take your seats here so that you could also look at the presentations on the screen, and the faculty and the deans which are sitting to please take their seats in the front row so that we can start with the presentations. Thank you. I would request President Syed Erandoz to please come and give his presentation on 1 year post-flood accomplishments.
I'm going to be very brief for the reason I just mentioned. We have, I hope everybody has got 1x of these AIT post-flood activities and achievements for the last 1 year. As you remember, we had to evacuate our beautiful campus October 21st last year, almost 1 year back. And thanks to lots of sacrifices from AIT community, lots of support from students, faculty, staff, and alumni, friends and partners, governments, we have been able to make sure that not only AIT survives, but also AIT continued to be effective, efficient, and fulfill all its commitments to students and partners and donor countries. Thanks to all of you, we have been able to graduate 3 batches of students, and a number of activities are summarized in this brochure. It's not a comprehensive declaration of all achievements and activities, but just few. Our faculty continue to excel, publish articles, publish books, get recognitions, apply for research funds, get research funds, conduct research. We conducted lots of training, lots of other academic activities, etc. And we have been recognized for our achievements also during the last year. I would like to mention that we have the trust, continue to have the trust of many partner institutions and partner countries. Just a few examples. Government of Norway just recently decided to allocate 120 scholarships for master students from Myanmar. World Bank and AIT is now in discussion to increase AIT's involvement in capacity building of Islamic Republic of Afghanistan. Actually, a delegation led by a Minister of Higher Education of Islamic Republic of Afghanistan is visiting AIT this week to finalize a great scale-up of our collaboration. We are in discussion with government of Timor-Leste to further increase our involvement in capacity building needs of Timor-Leste, etc. These are just few examples showing that AIT remains united and strong in terms of serving its partner countries and Thailand and the region and beyond. So I'm not going to details. If you have any question and comments on these achievements, please get back to us by email or during the forum. Thank you so much.
Now the deans would come and give their presentations. I would request first Dean Nitin from Dean of School of Engineering and Technology to please come and give presentation of his school. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, Council members, AIT President, colleagues and dear students. Time is very short, so I will not go through my PowerPoint. I'll speak from my heart and just focus on a couple of issues which at the school level we have been doing. Very briefly, I want to summarize the impact last October we had because of the great flood. In School of Engineering, we lost most of our laboratories. We lost equipment more than 200 million baht. We lost 40% of our constructed space. We lost student facilities, dormitories, and many things. Where are we today? Today we have reconstructed almost all the facilities we have lost. All the laboratories are already reconstructed. All the classrooms are reconstructed. Most of the equipment is on order now. The students are functioning as much as possible in a best possible way to continue their studies. There are still problems, there are issues, but as at the school level we can assure you that we are working on looking at those academic issues. We could graduate in 2011 in spite of loss of 3 months of academic time, 300 students in School of Engineering. In 2012, we expect to graduate 250 master PhD students in spite of the difficulties we were facing with our facilities here. All this is possible because commitment of our faculty, commitment of our staff, and commitment of our students. What is the new initiative? Last 8 months, our main focus was on reconstruction, but at the same time, we have continued to look for new ideas, and one of the key initiative we are very much interested and pushing very hard is international recognition and accreditation of our degrees. We have several faculty, we have several members of our school who are studying and preparing documents which will allow us to become accredited, fully recognized by international accreditation agencies. And this will be a very big benefit for our students because our degrees will be recognized by, for example, accreditation agencies like Abbott in USA or Washington Accord countries. We are working on that, and we are very hopeful that within next few months these initiatives will be concluded. We are also working with signing really prestigious agreements with top universities around the world. I'll just give one example. We have recently concluded a dual degree program with the prestigious French universities. Using this agreement, all our students from School of Engineering can get a French degree, which is a very prestigious European degree by spending 6 months or 1 year in France. We have also concluded similar agreements with Japan, with Sweden, many other countries. So this activity very strongly we are undertaking to internationalize the exposure for our students. We have also, in this difficult situation, we have also launched our programs, new programs. This year we have added industrial engineering undergraduate program, and every year we expect to add more programs which are in demand for this region. We are working on opening new professional programs. We have very successful meetings and our professional programs in Myanmar will be opening in a big way in January 2013. So we are forging ahead. In terms of school administration, we have recently concluded the formation of 3 thematic areas. The school is now reorganized under 3 thematic areas. 3 leaders of this thematic area have been nominated, and the process will be concluded very soon. We have also concluded the faculty salary reclassification exercise, which was pending just before flood. That exercise has been concluded and now awaiting final approval from AIT administration, which should be implemented in very near future. So I think we are going ahead with our academic excellence, our academic administration, and other internationalization of the school. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now the Dean of the School of Environment, Resource and Development has the floor, please.
Thank you. Good morning, dear Excellency, AIT Council members, President, faculty, staff, and students. In the School of Environment, Resource and Development, we have been working very hard after the flood. Since we are all aware that there's no RTG scholarships in the last 1 year, so we have to work harder and smarter to achieve the student target. And unfortunately, we also been able to achieve quite around 200 students admission to our school. Post-flood, also we received the insurance money, and also this also give us more opportunity to renovate our infrastructure, mainly laboratory, classroom, equipment, etc. We also work on the 2 new undergraduate programs, mainly biosystem engineering and environmental engineering, with our partner in Myanmar and also Sri Lanka. A number of professional master degree has been offered in Vietnam and also in AIT. We received 20 students from Pakistan to study in professional master in energy business management. We also start our 3rd new website since the flood. It's almost 1 year, and every week we receive inquiry about our academic programs. We also work with many partner universities, mainly to offer several programs like 2+2 bachelor degree program with Myanmar Computer Company, 3+1 or 3+2 dual degree program with the Ho Chi Minh University of Architecture, 1+1 master degree program with Nepal Education Foundation, and even unified bachelor and master degree program with Imtiaz. And also this does also include some 5 weeks certificate program, training, consultancy, and outreach. We also undergoing the restructuring process, as Dean said, also mentioned. In our school, we have categorized into 3 thematic areas. One is green growth, second is food security and sustainable livelihood, and the third one is sustainable development and human securities. That should also give us more coordinated way in terms of the academic research and outreach program offering. Our new website has been quite effective, as I mentioned. We have received inquiry almost every week on our new academic programs. We continue working with our partners to increase visibility of AIT in the academic program offering. And also, we're also very excited in terms of the new marketing strategy for our school. We try to be more proactive and create more awareness of AIT in terms of present situation for all new people and potential partners. I myself has come back from China. We also have discussed many issues with Guangdong Education Business Service, so to bring more students from China to study in AIT. So lastly, I still would like to continue working very hard for the prosperity of our new AIT. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have Dr. Eagle, Dean of School of Management.
Good morning, distinguished ambassadors and representatives of our Council member countries, President, faculty, dear students. I would take very few minutes to update you on School of Management, which has been least affected by this flood. We lost three large classrooms only, 2 small classrooms. We managed to salvage, put to the second floor all multimedia equipment, every PC, every telephone, whatever we could carry. So the students returned and we were able to rush the renovation of 2 classrooms with the distinguished help of our alumni. I'm again very proud to announce that we raised close to 500,000 baht from the School of Management alumni. Great support. Thank you again. The initiatives we have are, of course, post-flood recovery in terms of faculty we lost. Everyone knows we lost 3 faculty who decided to advance their career elsewhere. We have received now a good number of well-qualified applications. We are shortlisting and we are hopeful to recruit new faculty in marketing and finance and in strategy within the next 3-4 months. We are also continuing our accreditation efforts. I had applied the MBA program with the European Foundation for Management Development 1.5 years ago for the EPAS standard. This is a program-based standard, and the flood, of course, has delayed this process, but the foundation has recognized our situation and has granted us another 1 year to get organized for the accreditation, one of the most prestigious one, the European standard. We also have renewed our dual degree programs with many partners in Europe. We have added new partners in France in the Grande École. We have very strong support in terms of our centers in Shanghai, where interest has been voiced in terms of professional master development programs. We have started a new MBA program in energy business together with Third. We are about to launch a new professional master in intellectual capital and knowledge management, a very innovative program. And we will be organizing a global conference in June next year that will help to strengthen our thematic area. It is about entrepreneurship and innovation models for a green economy. So we look forward to put the School of Management again on the stage in the region. We used to be ranked #1 in Thailand anyway. We were #8 in Asia, Oceania, and we are very determined to keep this standard and achieve even more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Eagle. We now have Dr. Jonathan Shaw, Executive Director of AIT Extension, who will speak also on behalf of all the Centers of Excellence. He will be the only one to speak on behalf of all the others.
Thank you, Dr. Kalvani, Your Excellencies, Mr. President, colleagues, students. I will also keep my presentation very brief. I'm here representing the AIT Cluster, Outreach Cluster, which is a number of centers, perhaps you could say led by AIT Extension and AIT Consulting, but also including the ASEAN Regional Center for MDGs, that is represented by, or is led by Dr. Sandra Kalvani, the Yunus Center at AIT, which is our collaboration with Muhammad Yunus and Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, the CSR Asia Center at AIT, our collaboration with the leading CSR company in Asia, CSR Asia, Hong Kong based, and a number of other smaller centers as well. In September last year, I made a presentation to the management team at the invitation of the management team for how we could bring these activities more closely into the mainstream of AIT's activities. Outreach is the third pillar of any university's activities. And in the case of AIT, it's probably arguable that outreach is more important than in any other university. In other words, we can't just focus on classroom teaching and research. We have to disseminate that broadly. So the purpose in bringing these together as the AIT Outreach Cluster was to synergize our efforts that previously had been a little bit atomized. We've been working in different centers. So that was in September. The flood came in October. We didn't miss a beat. We kept working. 2011 was our busiest year ever since we were formed in 2001. 2012, we've increased that business by 50%. This may come as a shock to people that there's actually part of AIT that's actually increased its volume of work. And we've done that by building partnerships, by continuing to work, by continuing to go out to talk to our friends and colleagues, particularly in South Asia. We've got very strong linkages in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in Nepal, and Sri Lanka. And we've continued to turn that into highly significant collaborations. In December last year, when we were still, when people were still living in Hua Hin and we were based in Bangkok, we ran a very large program for the government of the Punjab called Dengue Epidemic Prevention, Control and Management Program, a multidisciplinary program that brought 120 people from different sectors of the government of the Punjab and related agencies to Bangkok and to Sri Lanka to learn of these countries' experience on dengue. We didn't miss a beat. My staff were fantastic, and the staff of all of the AIT outreach cluster centers has equaled our efforts. We've seen since the flood that the efforts to integrate the AIT outreach cluster into a single entity has reaped benefits. The UNIS Center has recently been relaunched under the directorship of my colleague, Dr. Faiz Shah, and is now 100% supported by other members of the cluster, AIT Extension and CSR Asia Center at AIT. We will continue working like this. We expect that 2013 will be just as successful, if not more successful, than 2012. We've recently set up centers in Sri Lanka, and we have a new collaboration with partners in Australia. We're supporting the center in China and helping the China Center, together with Mr. Ahmed of ERCO, to bring more students to AIT. So we're working actively with the schools to help them to fulfill their mission as well. So thank you very much. If anybody would like my presentation, I'm happy to share that with colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Last but not least, we have Dr. Amrit Bhatt, Director of AIT Center in Vietnam. This is the second but last presentation. We'll have then the report on AIT Finance, and then we'll open the discussion.
Your Excellencies, Mr. President, colleagues and students, it's good to represent Vietnam here. I will also make my presentation rather brief. Just to report a little bit on what we have been doing in Vietnam. We are well and good in our parts. In fact, as to add to what Barbara was saying, maybe we weren't affected by the flood at all. We were safe in Vietnam. We have had large number of programs, academic programs, short course programs, other outreach programs that are ongoing and are expanding in Vietnam. This year we've had about 15 academic professional programs that have been launched. About 140 short course training programs were offered. We have been discussing with Vietnamese government at their request to develop plans for satellite campuses or satellite campus in Vietnam, and we've made significant progress towards that dialogue and discussion as we proceed. We have been making plans for growth and development in Vietnam. Market for undergraduate program or launching of our undergraduate programs seems to have a significant potential. So we've done series of market assessment and market analysis, and we hope to launch those the program as we get more organized in the coming year. So we are doing well overall in Vietnam. This year we surpassed 3,000 alumni group in Vietnam. So this is a very, very big numbers of alumni that are based in Vietnam, that are our resources and our supporters. Over the 5 years, we have done well over the last 4 or 5 years. We have increased our business, our activities by about 400%. So it has been a significant increase in the last 4 years. Our staffing has increased by twofold in the last 3 to 4 years, and our offices are expanding beyond Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh to Can Tho, Dong Nai, Vung Tau, other areas. So we're growing. We have lots of hopes for future. Vietnam program will continue to flourish, and we will hope that we'll get the support that we need from the main campus and the council members to that end. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like now to invite the head of finance for his report on AIT finances.
Your Excellencies, President, colleagues and students. This issue is, I'm sure that a lot of people are waiting for this session. I've been asked a lot about the future of AIT, whether we're going to survive next year or not. So, you know, like let's go together with what's happening. Thank you. First of all, let me introduce you with the structure of the AIT funds first, you know, before I go to the AIT reserve. AIT has been split the funds into many fund types. Let's say first endowment fund, when donors has donated money with a specific purpose, so we can't use the principal or we use only the interest, we keep the money here in the fund balance. Okay. Then we have the academic programs that open on top of a normal programs, which will be kept in this fund. So it's the academic program fund. We have the non-academics, like Dr. Jonathan Shaw mentioned, like extension projects, AIT consulting projects. All of this will be presented in this fund balance. Then we have the fixed asset funds. Whatever that we purchase for the fixed asset will be kept here as a fixed asset fund balance. We have the agency fund from donors. Let's say that RTG, they donate money for scholarships or other countries. Then the money will be kept here as a fund and will transfer to a normal operating fund when the tuition fee is due. And then we have the RRCAP fund balance. Last, this is a reserve from surplus of operating fund. This is what we are talking. This is what we are concerned, because every fund has their own money, has their own activities to run. But this is the key issue to the AIT money. I'm talking about the money as of report you, the latest report that we have, September 2012. In terms of cash, AIT has total money now as of September of 870 million baht, and then divided into a different fund. Okay, the fund and the money probably wouldn't have, not necessarily to be the same figures. It's just like when we record fund, we have a tuition and fee, we record the income right away, but students could pay later because of the credit term. So the cash would come later after. So there would be the lapping time between the income and the real cash that's coming in. All right. So what we're going to discuss from now is the surplus of operating funds. because this is going to subsidize AIT in the future in case that we have a deficit, or in case that we have a surplus. It's going to build AIT fund to be stronger. So let's look at the logic of this fund balance. You start with the operating fund balance, and then whenever AIT annually surplus and deficit, we have the annual net surplus or deficit, it will be transferred, put it into this fund. If you have surplus, it's build up more fund. If it's deficit, then it consume fund. That means that we short of money or from operation, we spend more than what we earn. So we have to take money from this deposit, from this safe box, all right? So if we have the surplus from completed programs, then this surplus will, at the end of the programs, will move to this reserve, then become AIT reserve, right? Then if AIT want to buy fixed assets, AIT would take money from this reserve fund and to buy fixed assets, and it will reduce the fund, of course. So the ending would be operating fund balance. Now look at what happened to AIT from 2010, 11, 12, and 13. You can see that the ending operating fund balance of the AIT at the 2010 would be 320, down to 236, down to 191 and 145. We forecast that by the end of 2012, AIT will have the reserve fund around 191. But let's look at what happened, line items that have the impact of the increase or decrease of the fund. You see that one of the net deficit and operating funds, 2011 AIT has a deficit of 41. Of course, it had already eaten the reserve. 176, that would eat more of the reserve. And 2013 AIT projected to have the deficit of 67 million. I will go in detail later with those deficits, why so much deficit. And then surplus from completed programs. 2010, we already had the surplus of the completed programs, 7 million. 2011, we forecast 22 million in 2012 and 21 in 2013. And most of this one, a lot of income come from AIT Extension, which has done pretty good jobs, bringing a lot of the projects. Then fixed asset, this is what has been purchased. In AIT in the 2012, at the beginning of the year, AIT has spent a lot of money, almost 50 million baht, doing all of this, fixing infrastructure before we move into the campus in the first quarter of this year, right? Then 2012, lucky, we have report to the council that we need to transfer money that park in the endowment fund, because we have our reserve is going down, decreasing all the time. So we asked permission from the council to move the money, 26 million baht, which is parked in the endowment fund. This is the money then since 1997, during that time when the baht devalued. Baht used to fixed at 25 baht per dollar and then went up to 56 baht. So AIT, which then charged the tuition fee in US dollar, has earned a lot of money. And then we park partial of the money, the surplus, in this endowment fund for rainy day. And this is the time to use it. So this has been moved back to the reserve of 26 million. The last thing is the transfer of money from insurance. Money, 133. This has been moved to the AIT reserve. Where this come from? There are two types of the insurance money. One is the building insurance. The first money of the building insurance, we settle with the Dipaya insurance of 217 million baht. We already collected all this money, 217 million baht. And then with the committee that review how to spend, what to spend, upgrade committee, then we decided to move 49, allocate the 49 million baht, and then move it back to reserve. We don't spend it all. 49 million baht will just build up the reserve. Then the second is the equipment insurance money. The equipment insurance money has been dragged on for a year, since last October when we filed the case of the insurance, because of the discussion of the methodology, how to refund the equipment whether we're going to buy the equipment and then they top up some of the partial of the money, and then we only can buy the asset damage replace only. So after the negotiation, we got a good news from the loss adjuster, which has been appointed by, is a professional firm which has been appointed by insurance company to do the loss assessment. They have announced, they sent us the email on the 21st, which is only 10 days ago, that look, we willing to give you, instead of the replacement value, which is so confusing, we'll give you indemnity value. We'll give you the money of 223 million baht without condition. No, sorry, they estimate that the loss is 223 million baht. All right. So if AIT gonna get the money, that means that there is no any restriction. AIT can opt to keep the whole money for the reserve and buy whatever we want. So this is good news. And the AIT has sent a letter to loss adjuster last week that yes, we're going to pick up this, choose this option 223 million baht. So within the next 2 weeks, loss adjuster will call a meeting with insurance and all the reinsurers just to discuss about this, to confirm the final figures, and then the term of payment, when they're going to pay a lot, this 223 million baht to AIT, right? So this money, so under this reserve, we assume that we're confident that we're going to get the money, because the loss adjuster is a professional firm appointed by the insurance company itself. Anyway, so if we got the money, once we got the money, 133, what we will do is that we will spend about 139, and then we will allocate 84 million baht of this insurance and kick it back to the reserve, just to build up reserve. So that's how the reserve is going to be. And by the end of the 2012, we're going to have 191 million of the reserve carried to next year of 2013. Of course, we have some deficit. And then by the end of next year, 2013, we will have a surplus of, or we have the reserve of 145. Then back to why AIT has so much of deficit. That might be a question. Why 2011 we have loss of 41, 2012 why we have loss of 176, and 2013 why we still lost? Okay. Then look at the analysis of this surplus or deficit. You will see that this is divided into income and expenditure. The income, net tuition and fee, you will see that for 2012, the tuition fee has dropped a lot, from 438 down to 332. If you look at this, we'll see that one of the reasons is because of the RTG scholarship. RTG scholarship, 2007 to 2009, we used to get scholarship from RTG, Royal Thai government, of 165 million baht a year. It reduced to 95 million baht in 2010 and down to 40 million baht in 2011. 2012, we expected to get 61 million baht, but we only got 13.4, and then the rest we have not received it. So this will impact to how schools going to enroll new intake students because of the scholarship has been cut down, right? And also in 2011, when schools enroll students, school got the message that yes, RTG would be reinstalled back to the normal level. So students that has been enrolled in 2011 were enrolled under RTG scholarship. But once we found out that we didn't get that RTG scholarship, then it's AIT who has to support students, and it become AIT expenses under the AIT fellowship. And that's happened 2011, student enroll and then come and then become the under the AIT shoulder, is on the AIT shoulder, is about 46 million baht. So that's how, and then we hopefully with the school projection next year. So the build up, the tuition fee going to build up based on the number. There won't be any impact. This is the students with no RTG under the scenario that there won't be any RTG scholarship. This is going to be the figure. Now you look at the revenues from IFM units. This is the units under Integrated Facility Management Units, which is the support units, mostly under taken care of by Sodexo. So the revenues has gone down, and because of, you can see that mostly is because of the flood. The infrastructure has not been built up, renovated because of short of the money. Then, so there is no any infrastructure to provide, and then so there is no any service to generate from this, like AIT conference center, dining room, right, and faculty staff housings. And then the next one is other revenues. Other revenues, actually there's a bit improvement is because of AIT in this revenue fund, or reserve fund, will earn more on the overhead from project, which mainly would come from the, let's say, extension. They're doing pretty good job. That means that AIT will earn more overhead from them. In terms of operating expenses, it's in line like 600 million. Flood expense that incurred in the last quarter of 2011 carried to 2012 68 million. And then non-operating, you see that the non-operating here is negative 30 million baht. This is because of the ISF. There's a fraud case that happened before, which we discovered in 2009, and it happened in the previous management. Not by the management, but happened because of the AIT. We hired one of the freelance consultant to take care of the ISF, which is the kind of a provident fund. But it's not a. Before we have Thailand has a legal provident fund. AIT has a kind of like internal provident fund. And then this lady was doing some fraud, moved money to her pockets, and then discovered in 2009, and then. The Board of Trustees then decided, yes, we're going to support ISF because she stole money from the ISF member. So to help by giving money to ISF member, and then we AIT sue this lady and whoever involved, and whatever outcome, whatever money that we will receive, we'll just bring back to AIT, right? So that's a 50 million something. So if you look at the 41 million baht, why is a lot of the deficit? This is because of the flood expense and write-off of this ISF. And then you look at the 176, why such a lot of this is because of the decrease in the tuition and fee. And then we have a loss on the flood expenses. And then 2013, yes, we will build up the revenue, trying to build up the revenue on the tuition and fee. And then we carry the same kind of expenses build up, so we have a less of the deficit. So all in all, we need to, in the future, we need to build up more and more tuition and fees. So it's a strategic, So if you look at the term of the graph, this is the reserve fund that we look in terms of 2005, and then it's go down to 2011. But still, if this is the case, it means that AIT is still safe from short of money. If you look in terms of the breakdown by month in next year, 2013, we'll see that the money will go up in January because of the tuition and fee that we earn, and August again because of the tuition that we earn from students, and then we will go down because of the net expenses, and they will go up again. But anyway, by the end of next year, 2013, this will be more than 100 million baht. In terms of cash flow, it would be a bit different in terms of the cash, real cash, because student, when we record the income here, student might pay less, pay tuition and fee less. So it would be like this. So if we going to one of the ways students can help AIT is a way that those who are self-support can help AIT by paying on time, I guess. Next one, AIT and AIT Vietnam. AIT and AIT Vietnam, you look, this is the AIT main campus, and then this is the AIT Vietnam, the reserve. So This would be the bottom line. Okay, so that's briefly, that's what I would like to discuss about the finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Kun Napadon. I would request the council members to please come on the stage and take their seats so that we can start the Q&A session. May I have your attention, please? We'll start the Q&A session now. Please be precise, brief in your question, and on the current situation and the future of AIT. There are a few mics here. When you come down, please introduce yourself and ask your question to the council members. We also have few questions which we received through the email in last few days. So how we'll manage, we'll have one question from the email which has been received and one question from the audience. And then we'll have around 1 hour, whatever you want to ask. Please feel free, and the council members are here to answer your questions. The first question I think I would read, which we got from email, and this is from Kun Ekachai. He's a very dear student of ours, and he is his full name is Kun Ekachai Choran Chai Monkon, if I'm pronouncing right. And he is an AIT student. He's doing his PhD under the supervision of Dr. Janek since 2007. And he says that during these couple of weeks, he's extremely concerned about the problem with my colleague students who had been graduated in the mid of this year. Some of them are lecturers from the Thai local university or possess a civil service position in the Royal Thai government. They said that certificate received from AIT cannot be used to upgrade their position. I will then come to the question. I'm writing this email to express my depth concern that the certificate I deem for in the end of my PhD study will be useless for external use. Do the president or authority, any authority of the person at AIT is aware of this problem? Are there any solutions to solve this problem? So this question was by Kun Ekachai. So may I request our esteemed council members and the panelists here to please answer this question. We have Ambassador of Bangladesh will reply this, please.
Thank you, and first of all, I would like to convey our deepest appreciation to this large congregation here and the AIT management to have organized this forum. As Ambassador of India had said in his initial remarks that we, as a member of the Council, hold the students' interests at our heart. The core of this institution and core of our interest as member of the Council are the students, its welfare, and the achievements that they would have in the process of education. Now, the question raised by here is whether these certificates are valid or not. I mean, to put it plainly. What do you feel, if I may pose this question to you? Do you think that your hard work, your effort, which is recognized in a piece of paper called certificate is invalid, is useless, I would trust you to say no. For the simple reason that what we are faced today is a brief derogation from the normal process. There are issues which do not really relate to the validity of the certificate. It's a process which is more administrative and legal, of ratifying a charter, of getting on board. And the best part of it is that Thailand, as a host country, as a headquarter of AIT under the new charter, has continued to express its firm commitment that they would be a part of this process, which has already been initiated. Now it's only a matter of time, procedural issues that needs to be sorted out. In the initial comments by Ambassador Anil Wadhwa, he had said that we are certainly seized of the matter. We are going to have a meeting with the Thai Foreign Office to sort out, to see how this process can be expedited, fastened, so that I would say that the apprehension that you have whether your degrees will be recognized, will be accepted, will be valid or not, can be removed as quickly as possible. We, from the council point of view, can assure you, please do not have any doubt, any trust in your own ability, in your own institution, because this institution is there which is going to live, and so would your degrees would be valid. It's only question of, I would say, only maybe we are away from a few weeks to few months to having resolved this issues, if we may say. The certificates certainly going to be recognized in Thailand as well as we in our countries continue to recognize the certificate issued by the institution. Thank you.
Can we have next question? I think Rajiv, the President, Student Union. There's a mic at the back, please.
Respected Excellencies, on behalf of the students community, I would like to thank all of you for this opportunity of us, for giving us this opportunity. I am the current Student Union President, and I go through all the concerns that students raise in AIT. I have some very simple questions to ask to the council members. First of all, I just heard from His Excellency from Bangladesh that you trust your efforts, your hard work and all. But when we go out, it's the degree that matters. And the letters that we got in the past clearly say that it's not valid. So, some questions I have to ask. First of all, what steps have been taken in this regard by the AIT Council? Second, what is the time frame of solving this issue? And the third, as is visible by the letter from Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Office of Higher Education Commission, that the whole issue will be solved if AIT goes back to the Board of Trustees, the BOT. Why can't we go back? I don't know what's the reason. It's visible from the letters, so why can't we go back? These three questions I have to put. Please. I would like to request all of you to please, just three questions I wish to ask on behalf of the student community. These three questions, they really want to know the answers, and I think this is the proper platform to get these answers and the concerns being solved. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv. May I request Ambassador of Bangladesh, please, he'll reply.
I thought I'd covered these parts. Maybe I'd like to be more precise on it. In terms of steps, we, as the member of the council, are continuously seized with the host government, engaged with the host government. Because as Ambassador Anil Wadhwa has rightly said, that it is imperative Thailand as a host country, having the headquarters of AIT under the new charter, be on board, meaning be a part of this entire process. Now, there are procedural issues which in Thai government's letter that you may have had in your, may have seen, they've said that they have initiated the process. Thailand has signed the charter. Its parliament is required to ratify it, which clearly indicates the full commitment of the government of Thailand to this new process. Now, the steps taken both by the government of Thailand and by us is to see there are certain issues relating to governance, there are certain issues relating to certain other engagements which needs to be cleared out. Now, how the process will evolve, we are trying to work it out. We had a number of formal and informal consultation with the government of Thailand. We have a number of informal consultation within the council members, so that once government of Thailand is on board, the necessary mechanism for running the institutions are in place. For example, the working working group on drafting the new bylaws are meeting in an informal setting, so that the administrative rules are all there. Now, the steps they are taking are clearly, we are engaged with Thailand. We have been in discussions, and as of now, I can say that we are going to meet the Thai permanent secretary of the Foreign Affairs, and as early as on 5th of November, and we are very hopeful to get a very fruitful outcome of that meeting, which will lead to clear many of the ambiguities that may exist now, clear many of the confusions that you would have. So that in terms of steps that are being taken, what is the time frame? Well, I must admit we do not have a very clear idea of the time frame. But it's not for us alone, us as a council member, to say that we have 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. It will certainly depend on a very, very important partner. You must also understand, and I'm sure you do understand, that government of Thailand has, if not more than equal responsibility than the other council members have. And I'm sure the government of Thailand is equally concerned about the welfare and well-being of the students that are studying here. Therefore, there is no lack of any commitment, any desire on the part of Thailand to resolve this issue as soon as possible. If that had not been the case, we would not have been able to engage with Thailand in so frequent intervals. As of now, I can say that 5th November is a very important date for all of us, and we do look forward to having a very fruitful outcome of that engagement in the meeting. And the last question was? Well, there are, with regard to the question why we can't go back to the old board of trustees. There are legal interpretation of why we can or why we cannot. As a council member, perhaps you would also know, those who have a little familiarity with international law. It says we have got an international commitment, and we take on that commitment through signing and ratifying an international agreement. Now, the charter which was negotiated and drafted by all the members and interested countries, had assumed a legal status internationally in terms of international law. Those who have become member of this charter by signing it and ratifying it. There are two parts, an aspect of it. One is signing and then ratifying. Those who have signed and ratified, for them the council, which is a body, governing body or decision-making body under the new charter, is the body where the decisions with regard to the governance and other issues of AIT has to be taken on board and then can be decided. Whereas those countries who were a part of the board of trustees, countries or members, if they have not signed and ratified the charter, there is no obligation for them to sit. Neither they have any difficulty in getting on the board of trustees meeting or joining the council. Now, the difficulty is not so much whether board meets or whether the council meets. The crux of the issue, and perhaps we should concentrate more on that, it's not the form that is important, it is the outcome that we should be looking at. And we, from the council point of view, we are trying our utmost, let me assure you, without sounding as a rhetoric, we are trying our utmost, keeping the best interest of the students in mind. Because it's not only the students of Thailand which are studying here, it's our students as well. So, interest of all the students are of prime interest to us, and we feel that it's not the form which should be more important than the outcome. Therefore, whether it is the board or whether it is the council, wherever we can meet and resolve our differences, that should be the objective. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now the next email which we received was by Professor Rotary, who is the chair of this academic senate. And there are a few questions. I think few of the questions which were raised in his email have been answered by Ambassador of Bangladesh already, but I will read the questions. And the Senate meeting was held on 17th of October, and these questions come after the meeting. The questions are: when AIT Council will declare its position as formal and be responsible for AIT legally? Number 2, if it does not happen now, what is the alternative available path for re-establishing the governance system of AIT? Number 3, what is the level of negotiations going with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? I think Ambassador of Bangladesh has already answered this twice. What is the legal position of the Council on the response to MOFA letters of 2nd May and 13th September addressed to AIT President? These letters clearly state that AIT under the new charter, including the Governing Council, cannot perform its duties in Thailand in the absence of a new AIT Enabling Act and operate the institute in accordance with the 1967 Charter and the Enabling Act for the benefit of its graduates, as well as to uphold the legality and credibility of AIT. I think the last two questions, more or less, Ambassador of Bangladesh has answered, so I would request council members again to please reply to the first two questions and the later part of question number 4. The first two questions are: when the AIT Council will declare its position as formal and be responsible for AIT legally? The second is: if it does not happen now, what is the alternative path for re-establishing the governance system of AIT? Of Bangladesh, please.
It's not so much of the question of declaring one's sovereignty. I mean, we are not in an environment where we are intending to be confrontationalist. There's not the question, as I said, that it's not the form that should be important. It is the outcome that guide us in our endeavor. The Council, as per the new charter, became effective when the charter came into force. Now, we are but we are equally concerned and taking the cognizance to the fact that a very important partner in this whole process, which is Thailand, has not yet been able to join us in terms of ratifying the agreement. We can go ahead, but would that be a sensible course of action? I suppose not. I can be a guest at your residence only if you invite us. And if you suddenly wake up in the morning and say a friend of yours whom you have not seen in 20 years is sitting in your dining room taking out orange juice from your refrigerator, you would certainly be surprised. We do not want to become that friend who is uninvited. Our intention is Thailand being a very, very important partner in this whole process, which has supported this institution, which has nurtured this institution, which has contributed so much to the growth and development of this institution, be an integral part of the entire process, even in the most difficult of times. And our intention is to maintain that goodwill, maintain that friendship, maintain that partnership for an effective, successful AIT. Therefore, the question, I suppose, is declaring sovereignty takes a much back stage than the outcome which would be most beneficial for the entire AIT community. And the alternative part, we are certainly very hopeful of having these issues resolved in the shortest possible time. Let me assure you that there is no dearth of our commitment from the Council point of view, and I do not doubt the slightest that similar commitment exists from Thailand, which has got certain procedural issues that needs to be worked out, and we are working together, and I am personally very hopeful before the end of the, and I do not want to put a time frame as such, though, but before the new year, we would have things back on track as we all wish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Very positive remarks from you. May I have Her Excellency Ambassador from Cambodia, please?
Good morning, everybody. Students, alumni, and faculty. President, Excellency. Our common position of the member of the council, like the two ambassadors have explained already. But I do not want to be or to see ambassador of Bangladesh to be the monopoly or monologue today. I would like to share why we have this problem. Yeah. Why we have this problem, the misunderstanding, the misinterpretation of one issue by two groups of lawyers. The lawyer from the AIT and the lawyer from the government of Thailand, the state of the Council of State, interpret the issue differently. Why? That is the issue, right? Yeah, the issue that the question that raised by, from the AIT point of view, that we are already member of the council, the AIT charter is already come into force after the signing of the state party. But from the point of view of the government of Thailand, that is very important, that say no, cannot. Because we have the charter before, we have the enabling act. AIT enabling act is not yet annulled and avoided and not be changed, and the charter is not yet ratified by the government or the Thai Parliament? Reason why cannot. But, and I would like to say only that why we have this different interpretation on the same issue, the same law. And from the lawyer point of view, or two group of lawyers from AIT and from the government of Thailand. That is the problem. Now we know this problem. We know this problem long time ago. Sometime before I delete the email because I do not want to read anymore because hate that. Yeah. But now, because Cambodia also have ratified the charter after 2 years, now I have how to be in. I restart to look on that. And now we have this morning, we have the very informal meeting of our ambassador, among our ambassador as member of the council. We will, we promise, we will talk with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Education, higher department or higher education like that. Yeah. To solve this problem, because they are for the benefit of Thailand, for the benefit of all students, not only Thailand but worldwide. We are committed. But the decision, the time frame is not depend on the member of the council or depend on the government of Thailand, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's the key role to play in this. Yeah. And we also have some, how to say it, informal meeting and the way that we will solve the problem, we cannot say to you today. But we promise that we will do. If we are committed, we will have. We would like to see AIT to go ahead. Yeah. Because AIT is very worldwide known, and that is our commitment. All depend on the government of Thailand, but we will persuade the government of Thailand to solve the problem together with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Excellency from Cambodia, from Bangladesh, and very reassuring words by these Excellencies. Let us assure you here that we all are like a family and we all love AIT, and we would wish that, as you promised, that these problems are solved pretty soon and our students, our faculty and our staff are in the same situation which was there a year before. Now we'll have another question from the floor. Could you please introduce yourself and then ask the question?
Good morning, His Excellencies and students, faculties. I'm Rochanayon Vongsuksari, a PhD student of RIDP. I joined AIT in January semester 2012. And since I joined AIT, I have had a lot of information that is very much disturbing. And having followed the progress and also the evidence officially with all the stamps and the seal, it has come to my attention that I would like to ask two questions. First, on behalf as a Thai. Second, I would like to ask on behalf as a student. First question is, Thai government has seems to be addressed and brought up in this discussion in this forum. Why is no representative present? Were any of the Thai government officials even invited? If not, or if yes, that I would probably wouldn't have an answer. But my question, I would like to, as a Thai, give a bit of a clarification on the status and also on the Thai politics and law system. Based on the officials' documents that has been available, Thailand has not ratified the charter because lack of governance transparency. And they stated in the letter that they will consider rectify only if the issue has been resolved. I would like to ask the Council on your perception, your view, and also what is the strategic plan on answering to Thai government. Second, Thai government, the charter, since it's not has been rectified, simply, or could it mean that AIT is currently illegal institution in Thailand soil? Is that true? If it's so, they would have all the rights to even shut down or close the university. If they have not done so, they even, I mean, it's based on Thai government gratitude, or even, I don't know what the reason, that we are still here on the soil. This land is donated by Thai government. I think that Thai government has done more or even equal to every other country. And we seem to be a victim. Now, allow me to continue a little. And for that matter, as a Thai, RTG scholarship, since if it is so, is illegal institution, RTG scholarship is on hold, as well as the compensation funds for flooding has also been held. So, is it Thai government, I don't want to say fault, that they hold the money, but we are still here, and they still give us scholarship, even though a little amount. Does it affect us or me as a Thai? In both ways, yes. RTG scholarship is for Thai students, and I am Thai. I'm now on self-support because the RTG fund is a whole, is withheld due to this. The university has not adequately declared governance transparency to Thai government. So I'm not in, there's no fund for my scholarship. And I'd like to go back to the finance presentation that you say that AIT finance dramatic impact from RTG scholarship. Is it Thai doing or is it your own doing? Now, I'm sorry. I have not got into my second question, and I think I'm entitled to ask. And another impact is the RTG scholarship. I'm not entitled. I'm also, it's my tax money, you know. So it's two-way. Now, that is for just a thought that if this AIT is illegal at the moment, what are you planning to do? And the rectify, speaking as a Thai, there is no law for new council charter. And speaking as a Thai, it would take years, 2 to 3 years. It's impossible to do it by month. And my second question as a student, you mentioned that by self-support student can help AIT by paying on time. First, I'm still questioning on this interest things that we do not pay on time. Do you actually charge, interest on student? You say you have student best interest at heart? I just self-support, and my tax money is being questionable. and I still being charged for late payment, and I'm just, what is going on? And give me one reason. And I work really hard to get into this prestige university. I spent almost half a year writing a proposal, and it's very disturbing. And amid all this coursework, all this hard work, with all these degree not valid, I'm just, as a student, I don't want to move to other university, but I want to see a better future. And having said that, please, actions speak louder than words. So I hope to see more action. Thank you.
I would request the President and the Council members to please respond to these questions. President.
Thank you. The first question was whether we have invited for this open forum representatives from Thai government. Answer is yes. As we discussed and agreed in the last student forum, although these kind of forums are normally internal, we decided, based on the input I received during the student forum, to also invite representatives from Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Commission of Higher Education, Ministry of Education of Thailand. We did send formal invitations also to Alumni Association, Mother and Thailand chapter. Regarding the issue of transparency of management of AIT, I find it a bit amazing that the letter of complaint of Alumni Association Thailand chapter, which Minister of Foreign Affairs is referring to, is not disclosed to the Council, and it's not disclosed to the administration. So it's very difficult to make any comment on the letter, which we have no idea what it contains. It is very basic principle of justice and fairness that these kind of concerns are shared with management and the council. And also find it very strange that 29 January, until 29 January 2012, the day before the new charter came into force, there was no letter of complaint regarding lack of transparency of any kind of administration reported to the former board, or to the government. But few days after the new council, new charter comes into force, then this letter is filed to the ministry by AIT Alumni Association Thailand chapter. RTG budget, as you could see from the financial presentation, RTG budget was capped significantly starting from 2010. 2010, the new charter was not in place. 2010, there was no indication or no letter of complaint of anyone against transparency or accountability of administration. So our budget 2010, 11, 12 is capped by 225 million baht compared to the preliminary decision of the Thai cabinet for the 5 years plan, the latest 5 years plan, RTG AIT collaboration. AIT administration has provided, by the request of the council, the advice of the legal advice of our lawyers to the council. Now it's up to the council to act based on their own understanding, based on their own picture from this legal advice. It's not up to the AIT administration to advise the council. We are just providing the information, the input we are requested as administration by the council. The latest information I have from our legal advisors is from Dr. Prajit, who was the legal advisor to AIT delegation during drafting of the new charter. AIT administration was invited only as observer, and we had Dr. Prajit as our legal advisor. Let me mention a few words about the background of Dr. Prajeet. Dr. Prajeet is a formal DG of International Treaty and Legal Department of Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand. He was the legal counsel to several dignities, including former Foreign Minister of Thailand, Thang, former Chairman Emeritus of AIT, former Ambassador of Thailand to Philippines and Soviet Union. He mentioned as his legal opinion, since he was involved in the whole process, that you refer to Enabling Act of AIT. Enabling Act is not connected to any charter. Remember that the new AIT charter is the fourth charter in place for AIT since AIT was established as Cito Graduate School of Engineering. It is connected to AIT. Enabling Act is connected to the institute, not to any charter. And also he mentioned very clearly that AIT's right to award degrees should not be questioned by anyone in the interest of students, referring also to Vienna Convention, which clearly says governments and international organizations who have signed the charter are not supposed to take any action defeating the purpose of international treaty. These are input from our legal advisor to the council, but it's up to the council to act or not to act based on the legal advices they receive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let me go on email questions, then I'll come to you. We have next question by Dr. Napadol from Geotechnical and Geoenvironment Engineering. I think his question, I'll just read it, but it has been answered before because we want to take all questions in. He says that he strongly supports the questions raised by Professor Routry, which have been answered before. And however, we would like to hear the views of the Council in response to the issues raised by the Senate, not the administration, which has been already made known to us. I think Ambassador of Bangladesh in that sense he has replied already. Then there's another question from Dr. Pham Hui Gyao, Assistant Professor and Coordinator, Geotechnical and Earth Resource Engineering, GTE. He says that I do have one question to the council members. We noticed that most of the meetings of the council are informal for the last 9 months. Why the council meetings could not be formal, and can the minutes of meeting be available to AIT community? I think Ambassador of Bangladesh has also replied this question that they are waiting for the Thais to come in, but maybe if you could elaborate, sir, more on this.
The informal meetings are informal, so the minutes are usually not circulated. But broadly, what we had discussed during these informal sessions is to put in place the framework for the governance of the institution, which is basically the bylaws. This is a drafting process which has been undertaken, and along with it we have taken on board certain other development activities also. But these sessions are essentially informal, precisely for the reason that what I alluded to in the very beginning, that we want Thailand, which is an important integral part of this whole institution, to be on board to get the full support of the Thai government to the decisions that are taken formally at the council. And that is perhaps the reason that has made us to not go into a formal session of the council, except on one occasion, which was done keeping the best interest of the graduating students. Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
His Excellency, Her Excellencies, Council members. Today I have heard Council really say their intention to help solve this problem. I'm very delighted to hear that. Not before this day. Before today, we sort of in blank what the Council position. I'm really glad to hear that. I just want to support the students' viewpoint, who is Thai, and they have problem now with the standpoint of the Thai government and the institute, which has been to me and to others seem to be represented by the administration only, because so far what we have heard is that the council only do the informal meeting, and we sort of wonder why it has been taking effect already 9 months and council still doing informal. So what is the AIT now today? We accept that AIT-IO International Organization already born, and we rely on the future on the AIT International to pursue forward for our success. We don't against that. We are not against that at all. But come to the problem with the Thai government, as I'm Thai also, I understand the law very well. To get the rectification, particularly in this case, when they already raised questions, it would take forever, maybe not only years, forever, until we clarify it. And they only request very simple, 2 simple things to be clarified. 1, transparency of the governance. The president already said something about that, and I accept that his viewpoint, and he's been saying that all along. And he said that why Thai government or alumni raised no question about the non-transparent governance before. That is not true. Even in AIT ourselves, internally, before the council become ineffective, January 30th, faculty members have a meeting and demand or request to the former board of chair to have the so-called investigation going on for the administration in order to allow the administration to clarify or to clear themselves. But it was not done so. And then continue to the new charter, and that voice was heard by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and that's why they put a hold. They didn't demand that much. They request that clarification on the accusation should be done, and it's not clarification by the administration, should be by the investigation panel, and that is what they are requesting. And then come the standout from the legal point of view between the two. For 8 months already, the students, even in May, when they graduate, they already raised concern. The problem has not been solved, and at the moment, we don't know who runs the institute. The council, we accept that already take effect. No question about that. Already have 1 formal meeting. But we cannot have the institute in this vacuum situation anymore. We seem to be no way to go. Who runs the AIT? Council or the president? And at the moment, there's many questions going on the campus now. President Irundus, he claimed to be the president of AIT. Under what? The student asked a question in the forum. He said, you said that AIT president, but the council has a meeting, and on May 29, suspended the appointment of AIT. May I request then that if the council feel comfortable with Professor Irundus, appoint him officially, so we can go on in that way. Otherwise, maybe we can have some other alternative. So in that way, we can avoid standout between institute, AIT, and the Thai government. We need the support of Thai government, and they have no problem at all. Clarify it first. Why can't we do it? And it's not the duty of the administration to explain. Investigation panel is request. So there's 2 points I request. Make council official. And I think Thailand is not against that. They admit that AIT-IO in the new charter already come to effect. But they only have a problem that to operate in Thailand, there is no law to protect. And they just ask that maybe Council find a way to make use of the existing Enabler Act to keep AIT running, and they would not have problem of releasing funds and things like that. I don't think that is a big problem to us. We are not the diplomatics, but to us that is the most simple solution.
Thank you. Can we have could you please settle down? Her Excellency Ambassador of Cambodia would like to respond, and then followed by Mr. Hasegawa from Embassy of Japan. Could you please listen to Ambassador of Cambodia, her reply?
Yeah, I would like to say that I share your concern. The concern from the lady also from the Kun. Yes. I don't know the name, but the Thai Kun is very kindly said, okay? We are member of the Counselor, you see. We are neutral person, neutral body. We do not want to blame the government of Thailand or the institute, AIT. But we would like to help. Yeah. But when you said about the issue raised, the issue happened maybe 9 years already, nobody settled this problem. It is belong to the government of Thailand. Government of Thailand must take the key role and solve this problem, not us. But because now we have seen that the problem is still... No.
Could you please...
We will convey everything that are your concern to the government of Thailand on the 5th of November. You see? Why you are again? Why you are again? We are not the body that can decide about it, but we can, a coordinator, you see, bring your concern to the government of Thailand. Nah? Bring, yes. As I mentioned earlier that the same one issue, one law, but interpretation by the two group of lawyers differently. That is the problem. Now that is the problem. Yeah, that is the problem. And 8 months already passed, but now we committed to help, to bring your concern to the government of Thailand. And the lady also asked about the strategy, about the planning. Sometimes we say that we cannot tell you, because sometimes it's very confidential, we cannot openly say that we will do this. We will saying this one, no. But we have some idea already how to solve the problem. But openly, kindly, we cannot say this one in front of you that you need this one. Why you don't? From your side also, you have the channel to go to the government of Thailand too. Yeah. And lastly, I saw in the newspaper. That is the demonstration led by Kun Napadon, no? From whom? To the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In the newspaper, and also there is the clarification on that. Sometimes you are addressing everything to the council, but the council only saying that we determined to have and convey everything that you concern to the government of Thailand. Thank you.
May I request, could you please keep the cordiality of this meeting intact? The ambassadors are here and they are listening to your questions, and when they are replying, please listen to them also carefully. I think Ambassador, before Ambassador of Bangladesh, maybe we can request the President to answer, please, and then Ambassador of Bangladesh.
I'm just
then we'll come on the floor.
Clarification. Dr. Nob, are you aware of any request by Thai government to the Council or to the former board to conduct any investigation regarding transparency and accountability. Can you please answer yes or no? What that letter says, can you just for... Not correct. Can you show that letter to audience? What letter says, I will tell. What letter says, there is a letter of complaint. Dr. Nob, there is a letter of complaint from Alumni Association Thailand chapter, and we have requested to see that letter. Let me speak to the point. Council through AIT administration has requested several times to see the copy of the letter in order to clarify anything which needs to be clarified. This is very important to note. Number two, you referred to requests by some faculty in the open meeting, including one open meeting we had the former board chairman and former chairman of executive committee in Bangkok regarding investigation. And I think the board chairman and executive committee clarified that request. It is on the minutes of the meeting. I can share it with the community. So formal request from Thai government is referring to a letter which is not disclosed. In the name of fairness, the basic principle, that letter needs to be disclosed. So council can work with it. Thank you.
Ambassador of Sri Lanka, now he would like to respond also, please. His Excellency Ambassador.
Thank you. I think most of the questions are is on one or two issues that every one of us know that it has been the impasse for the smooth functioning of the AIT, right? And the ambassadors of Bangladesh and Indonesia has very clearly indicated, Cambodia and India has very clearly indicated that the Council is initiating action to meet the Thai authorities of the Thai government to solve this issue, and you have been informed that we are meeting on the 5th of November. Please know that we have been trying for the last so many months. We have been trying to get a meeting with the authorities concerned, and I think finally we have got a date, that is the 5th of November. So as the other ambassadors, the Excellencies informed, these issues, the burning issues, will be taken up by the members of the Council, and thereafter we will know where we stand. What the Thai government says, we will know then how to move forward. So don't think that the Council members have not been initiating any action for the last so many months, right? We have met informally because we, as very, very clearly mentioned, that we want the Thai government on board, right? Otherwise, the Council can formally meet. As far as Sri Lanka is concerned, I don't want to bring out the legal issues at the moment, but we think that Council is the governing authority of AIT. But we have to get Thailand, the blessings of Thailand, because without them, I don't think we can move further. And we met once formally because of the interest of the students who are graduating, right? Otherwise, who was going to sign these certificates? We also can say, no, Thai government has not ratified, and therefore we are unable. But then, what about the students who have done hard work and then they were to graduate? How are they going to get the degree certificates? So, what my request is, as a member of the Council, is be patient till the 5th of November. Now we have got the opportunity to meet and discuss with the Thai authorities. Let us meet, and then you will get to know the outcome of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Mr. Hasegawa from Japan also wanted to speak on this issue.
Good morning. On behalf of Japanese government, let me briefly explain our standpoint. Japanese government is second country to ratify AIT New Charter. First country is, I think, Sweden. And Thailand, as you know, Thai government is one of the signing country. Signing international treaty, as you may know, means expressing will to join AIT as an international organization. So we are waiting for Thailand to come and join us. And regarding several issues, transparency and governance, the door is open for every relevant organization, person. So we are looking forward to Thai government to come and discuss issues together. So again, our position as other council members mentioned, we are waiting for Thai government.
Thank you, Mr. Hasegawa. Before I give the floor to Mr. Ata-ul-Munir Shahid, the CDA from Pakistan, the Ambassador of Cambodia has requested that after we finish this Q&A session, Dr. Knopp and others who want to talk to her in person could meet her outside, so you can go and informally talk to her. Please.
And one more.
Could you please be quiet and let Mr. Hasegawa continue?
The council members, all council members, do our best. For example, Japanese ambassador is taking every diplomatic channel and taking every opportunity, every chance to raise this issue to Thai government. And I'm sure other council members are doing their best.
Thank you, Mr. Hasegawa. Mr. Shahid from Pakistan.
Thank you very much. Let me start by thanking the honorable Thai and international students who are patiently listening us despite they have very genuine grievances. And let me assure to the student community that for Pakistan, the interest of students and their welfare is paramount and on the top of our agenda. At the same time, we, the government of Pakistan, highly appreciate the Royal Thai government for hosting and providing assistance to AIT since 1959. And we are proud to be the founding member with Thailand. So Thailand is there and Thailand would be there. But I would also sensitize the noble Buddhist culture. I'm just here for 3 months. I was not knowing that I'm going to a Buddhist country where the students would be having any problem to listening to their guests. This is really the thing which is a bit difficult for me to digest. And I request you that please be patient. Do not forget your noble traditions. And we are proud and we are here and nobody is confronting Thai government. And for transparency, even we will have to do whatever we will do. Even we have to remove the president, we will remove. Let me finish. Let me finish, but for that there is a process. There is a process. Nothing we can do haphazardly, impatiently. We will ask the Thai government to please bring us the charges, on the council, and if the charges have weight, then accordingly we will proceed. But unless and until somebody brings the charges in front of the council can't do. So my request to your august body is that please be patient. We are trying our best, and we are working with Thai government, and without Thai government there won't be any solution. Thank you very much.
Before we go, maybe CDF from Nepal would also like to continue.
Thank you very much. Nepal also give high importance for Thailand as a host country and a major donor of AIT. And I would like to request Thailand to play active role, leading role in the current dialogue. And I think we all council members will join and will move ahead with Thailand. And I think we have also informally discussed that council will not take any major and strategic decisions until Thailand ratifies the charter. If Thailand comes on board or play active role, issues can be addressed or discussed and solved. And a provision could also be made in the AIT bylaws. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can I have one question from the floor, Dr. Donia?
Good afternoon. Their Excellencies, my name is Dr. Donya Prudgairit from School Management. I am very delighted that this forum is open for our students to meet with you. As far as I can see, there are many misunderstandings between the councils, even between the council members and with our students. There is no issues as Thai government versus AIT. There is no such issue. Yes, I am sure. The issue is whether AIT can do what the MOFA has requested. The President has asked us to provide him with what the MOFA has requested. I am sure and I am quite positive that your Office of President is effective enough to keep the letter in and letter out each day. It is not the students, and I am sure, as all of you has insisted, that the students' interest comes first. Their interest is to graduate and get the degree. Their interest is not to find that letter and show it to you. The Thai government, as Dr. Nopadon has already discussed, has only asked for the investigation and the transparency, right? Now you are nodding your head, so you must have seen something. So if I may, please. I understand that some ambassadors, some representatives just take office, and you might be a little bit surprised by our welcome. But if you know where all the problems stem from, you wouldn't be surprised. And I think I just want to reiterate that it is not about the Thailand's not ratifying the charter. They understand the charter, they know the importance, they want the investigation, and that is what AIT is unable to give. Please, Mr. President.
Yes, can we have Mr. President, your response?
Yes, I didn't ask students about the letter. I asked Dr. Knopp because the letters we have received, please listen, all right? You will have your time to respond.
Yes, of course.
The letters we have received are all shared with the Council. It refers to letter of complaint from Alumni Association Thailand chapter. And in order for Council to investigate and to address the concerns, they actually gave us instruction to ask for a copy of that letter. And we still are waiting for that letter.
You are still waiting?
Yes, we are still waiting to see the copy of that letter.
I can get you the original of that letter.
Please send it to...
Even though that is not what the TOR of my career is.
Please share it with the Council so that they can start so that not only that letter, any concern should be shared with the Council in terms of accountability and transparency.
Yes.
So the Council can make the necessary arrangements and decisions.
Yes.
Please do respect for the governing structure of AIT. It was the former Board of Trustees. It is the current Council. If there is any evidences of any wrongdoing or lack of transparency or lack of accountability, it is your responsibility as a member of the AIT community to share it with the Council. So
now it is my responsibility.
The responsibility of every single member of AIT community. Yes. Anyone who has information about any wrongdoing at AIT, it is our ethical, moral obligation to share it with the Council instead of other things. That is very important. That's my personal view. And please also remember that has been also very clearly communicated many times to Thailand and other stakeholders. Lack of any accusation regarding possible lack of accountability and transparency and charter ratification are two different issues. Charter is about the future of this institute.
Exactly.
This administration, any administration comes and goes. It has been very clearly communicated to Minister of Foreign Affairs that please join the charter, join the Council as soon as possible, and address any concern, any issues from inside. Work with the 9 countries and address any concern, not only transparency issues, accountability issues. There are many challenges AIT is facing. Help AIT by joining and working from inside.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. President, now I can have my time? Please allow me. So I guess if you did not receive the letter from MOFA, you wouldn't have received the 3 invitations that they have invited you to attend the meeting with the OHED, with the MOFA, and with the Ministry of Education. You did not. Okay. interesting. Don't worry about my transparency and accountability. I am not accusing anyone. My father is a lawyer and cynic. So I am not doing that without any evidence. So what I am saying is that we are doing the best we can. I'm taking side today, not the Thai government side, not the administration, nor the council side. I am taking my students' side. Thank you. So I will be done in few seconds. This is like the Oscar, huh? As I would like to mention again, His and Her Excellencies, Their Excellencies, it is not the standout between the Thai nationality, the Thai royal government, nor AIT administration, nor the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or you as a council. You are the neutral body. I can understand that. But as the ambassador of Pakistan said, you have the authority to do something. And I, even though it's outside of my TOR, or Dr. Nopadon or other students will track down the letters, will make sure that it is delivered to you. Don't worry. All the evidence will be from our side too. That's what I'm asking you to also wait for us. Don't just ask us to wait, please. That is all I have to say. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Since few ambassadors have to leave, so I think we'll finish in next 10-15 minutes. So please be very precise on your questions. Before I give the floor to Dr. Musa, I have two emails, written emails. In fact, three. One is an anonymous one. I'll read it and then Council can reply later. This is one email from an international student. His name is Afzal Jamil. He has two questions. Number one, he says that I was the student union member for last 3 semesters. My question to AIT administration is, being an international student at AIT, what are the benefits, advantages that the students in particular will enjoy if AIT becomes an international organization? So far, I do not know if any international organization is a university. Number two, question to the Thai authorities. If AIT is becoming an international organization, then what are the reasons they are not ratifying the charter? And they are opposing AIT and defaming AIT to the outer world. It's creating very bad image of AIT to external world, and hence students are facing very big problems. Number three question. My concern is that if AIT is not becoming an international intergovernmental organization, then will AIT become national institute like Ayutthaya Institute of Technology? This is the concern for international students. I, as an international student, will be more happy to see AIT as an international organization, since it gives us international recognition, which will be much more beneficial in jobs and career. Question number two from Sanaullah Panezai. If the Ministry of Foreign Affairs does not ratify the new AIT charter, as they have consistently opposed to do so, even all efforts made by the Council, is there any plan or possibility to shift AIT to any other member country, of the AIT Council in case Thailand government stops by any means AIT operates from Thailand. And then there's one anonymous email. This was forwarded but no name. It says, suppose the AIT administration agrees that we go back to the old system, and the council says that if we have a change in the administration, will the Thai government and Thai alumni guarantee that AIT will get all the funds which were blocked and the system will continue, and the reputation of AIT, which has been damaged in last 1 year, will it come back soon? So these are the 3 questions which were sent by email. So maybe if someone from the council could reply. Ambassador of Bangladesh, please. And then we go to Dr. Musa.
Thank you. The question raised here, some of them are hypothetical. What would, if, but, and our interaction here is, let me make one point very clear, is we may be sitting on this side of the fence, but we are not opposing. Let this fact, this thing be very clear in the minds of our students, faculty, and all the stakeholders. We are, as council members, working for you. Therefore, this is not 2 sides opposing each other on an issue. The what if sort of questions, I would not dare deal with them because it will again lead to nowhere. The crux of the issue here is that how do we overcome this difficult period that we are faced with. A number of times perhaps I have I've mentioned, and I believe very much, is that this is a partnership, and partnership doesn't lead to fruitful result if they are unwilling partners. All the partners are dormant. The memberships here, the body that is required to oversee the work of the AIT, guide it and move forward, whether it's the council, whether it's the board, at this point of time perhaps is not as important as to address the concerns that we have. What we need to get is Thailand's ratification as early as possible. And the governance issue, perhaps you would also appreciate that it is not a one-off exercise. In any institution, in any organization, and for that matter in any government, governance issue is not a one-off issue that we solve this issue and all issues are settled once for all. It is a continuous process where we want to become accountable, we as an institution, transparent in our activities, so that there are no misgivings. This governance structure will be built or put in place through a collaborative effort. Now, if we see one of the partners, a very, very important partners, not inside the process, while we build up this infrastructure of governance, that would again lead to loopholes, which may lead to difficulties in the future. The forum today perhaps had given us an excellent opportunity to hear from you, the main stakeholder of AIT, of the concerns. It's not that we had not been aware of the concerns, because your concerns had been our concerns as well. We have only been acting on behalf of you, appointed by our governments. But the core interest of each and every council member is the interest of the institution main stakeholder, which are the students. Therefore, please do not have, and I urge you all, do not have any doubt in our firm commitment, in our
devotion to getting a amicable resolution at the fastest possible time. And let's hope that we succeed in bringing back AIT to its past glory if it has been damaged, or to attain further heights in its glorious path towards excellence. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Can we have the question from the floor, please?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to thank everybody, especially the Council Board, that they had time to come and share their views with our faculties and students, and especially to know the concern of our students and our faculties. I haven't decided to ask any question, but I noticed that only question coming from Thai faculties or Thai students. Then I said, okay, to share my view too, as a non-Thai person that working in AIT for many years and witness of many things. First thing I would like to ask a council, that one of the disturbing things we have at this moment, which is key element for crisis, this is funding issue that government of Thailand by very reasonable process blocked that money. I think that financial crisis can be solved by your countries of this type of money is nothing, piece of cake, and then you can, I am sure in any countries there are certain funds for certain occasions, then you can contribute to AIT. I think that is my request as a comment. And second comment is many questions have been asked. Who is governor of AIT? I think that none of you know the answer. Who is the governor? From my point of view, the governor is not president, is not AIT faculty, is not students. The governor is not council or board of trustee. I think the governor is AIT alumni Thai chapter, and they have this possibility to lobby government officers and lobby influential people, even our faculties or people, and then they enforce whatever they think as AIT. When I see this in my observation here, if this is correct, AIT is not international, AIT is not even a national university. AIT is private organization and runs by hidden, secretive owners. We don't know who they are. Thank you.
Thank you. We had one alumni representative. She's come from very far. Maybe we can take her question, and after that, one last question, and then we finish, please.
I'm not the, good afternoon, everybody. I'm not the alumni, the members, just only a talk, on behalf of my son, who is the member of the Alumni Association. He graduated from here, in the faculty of the environment management, and he's now working in Brunei as a senior engineer of the local companies. But before that, he worked in many countries, especially in the Middle East. During the crisis, the flood, of the AIT, not only AIT, in Pathum Thani, because my house was there. And then I was affected very much. And then one day I came here and then I see the flood in AIT. Oh, I'm surprised. And then I talked to him over the telephone that, would you help AIT? Could you help AIT? Because you earn a lot of money. Yes, because you earn a lot of money. And he asked me, to come to AIT to see the real picture of the crisis. But he didn't come. I just talked over the telephone, but the clarification is not made enough. So I came, finally, together with my husband, and to see the office of the alumni. And then I met Dr. Thang. And then I was informed so many problems beyond my expectation. And I went to Brunei, explained to him, one-on-one. I got money from him, 100,000 for donation. He said, Mom, I don't want AIT to die in Thailand. To die in Thailand. I earn a lot of money through the academic excellence of AIT. Because, when he worked in Oman, he showed the keenness, over the calculation and mathematics. And the office, of the Wali person in Oman talked to him, let me see your transcript of record after 3 years of working together. How come your mathematics so keen like that? And then he showed up and said, Mom, this is the first step that I am so exposing, over the academic excellence of the AIT. So please be proud of that. Okay? And then he sent the message to Dr. Thang. I will read for you. First of all, Dr. Thang, I would like to confirm that the hot issue in the media would not affect my goodwill to AIT in the next year and onwards. I really understand that it is a hard time for all AIT staff to recover the situation after the water flood. However, I admit the article on the newspaper has strong effect to many ex-AIT students who are working in Thailand. As far as I know, this is not the first time. Before my parents' arrival at the AIT for donation, I asked my mother to contact staff of Thailand AIT Alumni Association to see if we can help AIT by any means. The reply which my mother received from somebody in the association is to wait and see, making me surprised. And later my mother proposed me that she would directly contact the AIT administration office. Finally, I believe that AIT and Thailand AIT Alumni Association and the Thai government can fine-tune to each other to resolve the ongoing problem that I will transfer your regards to my parents. AIT never die in Thailand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can we have the student from there, please? Please be very brief because we have passed our stipulated time as well. Please.
Good afternoon, respected council members. Based on the discussion on the other day in the student forum, there was one question regarding the validation of our certificates, and Professor Saidirandus had told us that the non-Thai students will not face any difficulty whatsoever with in regard to this, and he thereafter intimated us that we could ask the council members written confirmation in this regard. So I would like to request if we could have a written confirmation saying that we will not have problem due to the certificate issues back after we graduate from here.
From which country are you? Your name and...
I'm from India.
India.
But
the Indian ambassador is not here, but maybe on behalf of council members, anyone can reply.
But I think that is a common problem being,
yes,
being an international...
Yeah, there are 9 council countries, so maybe someone can reply on behalf of the council. Ambassador of Bangladesh.
You will have to trust me what I say. Just don't think that a diplomat is speaking. The legality of the issues are there, of course. There are 2 opposing interpretation, and perhaps both interpretations are correct insofar it relates to one individual country. So far we are concerned, and I can speak for Bangladesh, and is that AIT is a recognized body. The certificates are recognized, accepted in Bangladesh. Therefore, any certificate awarded by AIT is acceptable, would be acceptable. No doubt about it.
Thank you, sir. Pakistan.
Yeah, I can state the position of Government of Pakistan. The degrees and certificate issued by AIT are valid in Pakistan and will remain valid in Pakistan until AIT is functioning. Thank you very much.
Sri Lanka, please, sir.
Same goes with Sri Lanka as well. Sri Lanka holds the AIT in high esteem as a higher learning institution, and we have had so many Sri Lankans graduating from AIT. So as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, I don't think the Sri Lankan students will face any issue regarding the recognition or validity of the certificate. But as is requested by the Indian student, I am not the authority to give a written letter on that, but if there is a letter required for the satisfaction of the Sri Lankan students, I have to get it from the capital.
Thank you, sir. Vietnam, because we have a Vietnam center, AIT Vietnam center, so I think we should hear from the Deputy Ambassador from Vietnam.
As for Vietnam, the validity of a degree conferred by IIT also one of the issues raised by our Vietnamese students studying here in IIT, and we also forward the concern to our Ministry of Education, and we are seeking the opinion from our ministry regarding this issue. But from my understanding is that the issue is related to the legal status of IIT in totality. So if the legal status of IIT is resolved, I think this issue will be resolved accordingly. So our hope is that as one of the council, member council of the IIT, we all of the view that the participation of Thailand and the early ratification of Thai government of new IIT charter is a very important issues for the future of the IIT, and we hope that we will discuss it further with the Thai government to resolve the issues. And from the IIT students, we may suggest that the concerns, the issues, all we are aware of those issues. But I think that we need to, you have to provide the solutions. How you can to resolve the impasse that lingering for IIT, so the our main concern is that how to maintain the studying atmosphere in the AIT because this is our almost priority. That is the studying and the process of quality of studies.
Thank you. Ambassador of Bangladesh would just like to add something.
The issue whether these are acceptable, recognized elsewhere, I think is only a peripheral issue. To me, it is important that the degree awarded by AIT is accepted universally. And I believe this is only a temporary period of uncertainty. Please have trust and faith and confidence in us and our host government that we all keep students' interest as a paramount in our mind. This transitional hiccup, if I may say, would be overcome very soon. So there should not be a concern only for the foreign students that their certificate would be legal or not. It is a concern for all of us. So we would like it to be resolved as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. We have passed our time. Our last question from one staff member here, and then we have tea break. We have the tea break as well. Ambassadors will be joining you on the tea break and lunch as well.
Sir.
Can we have one question and then and then we finish?
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Roland Amusu. I am the senior legal advisor of AIT. So we've been talking about law since this morning. And I feel compelled as a member of the legal team to contribute in this debate because there have been very complicated legal issues that was raised. I was privileged and honored to serve AIT for the last 10 years. I was the legal expert sent by the French government to help AIT in training and teaching law. And at the same time, I teach at the School of Management, and I also teach at the School of Engineering and Technology. What I teach my students is that Thailand is a country of rule of law. And Thailand has also one of the best constitutions in the region, and is taken as an example. The Constitution of 1997 and the Constitution of 2006 all are very good documents. So when you say a country is a country of rule of law, it means that there are processes that the country respects to make justice. For example, when you accuse somebody of wrongdoing, you have to give a chance to this person to present its argument. That is what we call the process of due process, and that's what we teach our students. And I believe that there is only a misunderstanding with the Thai government, because the whole process of ratification and granting the status of internationality, of international organization to AIT is not opposed. Thailand has signed the treaty. Not only Thailand has signed the treaty, the charter, but Thailand has also offered to be depository of the instrument of ratification, which is a very important act regarding the international community, saying that Thailand wants to abide by its international commitment. So what I would like to say is, from the legal perspective, there is no opposition between the AIT lawyers and the Thai government lawyers. It's just about misunderstanding. There is no change without challenge. And we believe that all diplomatical avenues and means will be found with the Council. This is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roland. Last question, and then we go for the tea break, please. Would you like to have a question, or shall? Last question, please.
Sir, I think it should not be the last question. I would personally request the President, please give us a bit more time.
We have to have respect to the schedule, the Excellencies. The question should be addressed to Excellencies.
Sir, regardless, I understand I took a day off from my work for my issue as well.
As long as the Excellencies can remain here, we can continue. But
Also,
the
sir,
question should be asked to
Excellencies, can you please give us a bit more time? Please? Please?
We need your help. No, sir, it's up to you, but I simply request you. I really need your help. We really need your help. Please.
Okay. Last three, so you can please decide among students who are three are.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We talked about the validation of degrees for the masters and the postgraduates and everything, but we forgot about the undergraduates. And the masters and the postgraduate degrees were valid till January 2012, but the undergraduate degree has never been valid. So what exactly is the plan for doing that?
Mr. President.
I might have misunderstood you when you say that has never been valid. According to the both old charter and the new charter, AIT as academic institution, autonomous academic institution, has right to confer degree, higher education degrees. And that, according to, once again, very well experienced lawyer Dr. Pratchett, AIT has full right as autonomous institution to also confer undergraduate degrees.
This would be the first year for the undergraduates passing back. So is the degree valid right now for the undergraduates?
I think the Excellencies explained that from the country perspective that they recognize all degrees, certificates issued by AIT. They continue to
irrespective of whether it is undergraduate, postgraduate.
Correct. They mention clearly certificates and degrees awarded by the institute.
Okay.
They are still here, some of them. You can reconfirm that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Can we have one question from there? He's waiting for quite a long time, please. Please identify your name and...
Hello. I am Shantha. I am from Cambodia. This is my second semester. I have one comment, two questions. My first comment is quite very ridiculous to me when I heard that while the MOFA sent invitations to the presidents for whatever purpose, but no communication back, no communication received by the AIT. And that seemed like a little bit and very ridiculous to me why this happens, why this such communication happens. You know, while AIT claimed that no communication from MOFA regarding the complaints, while the MOFA say we already sent the invitations to the AIT to deal with the issues, but no communication reached AIT. What is the problem? That's my comment. I have my second question. What about the other concerns from the other alumni, not only from Thailand? Because since the introduction, since the presentation for the whole days, for the previous days, is that there's a complaint by the AIT alumni that obstructs the rectifying process. But regarding the governance and transparency. But what about the others? Why MOFA always takes this as their account, into account? Why MOFA doesn't, to some extent, consider different comments and critics from other parts of AIT society, for example? Why MOFA go for AIT alumni and take it as very serious and, correct me if I'm wrong, and obstructs the rectifying process? It sounds to me like MOFA just, biased to Thai alumni only. Correct me if I'm wrong, again. I have no enough information, but it's what I understand from all the information I have. So what about the others, alumni? What about your comments about these charters? Is there any a survey process to see how much people are happy with the new charter and how much people are not happy and how much people are happy with the governance of the AIT, the transparency? I am not sure. My second question, I would like the governing bodies to really confirm what is, besides your other roles, your other duties, what is your exactly power for AIT regarding governance? For example, if we find some problem with governance, for example, Because most of you confirm that you will send the message to the government of Thailand, whatever. But what exactly you are exactly your power regarding, yes or no for AIT? So I like to you confirm one or two your powerful position with AIT. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The first question was, if I think I've understood correctly, that why MOFA only listens to AIT Thai alumni, why not others? Is this the question?
That is my comment. My
okay.
comments only, because I hear that because I only this complaint,
okay.
then everything is.
So, and what other government's role is? So could you please answer, sir? We always go to Ambassador of Bangladesh, but let me make it very clear, as Ambassador of Bangladesh is the senior most ambassador out of all these ambassadors, and it's a diplomatic norm that whoso ambassador is the senior most, he would act as a responsible person on their behalf. So it's not that he is speaking on his behalf, it's all of the council member countries on which behalf Ambassador of Bangladesh speaks. Thank you.
Thank you. This is certainly a very pertinent question. What are we only figureheads, the council members? The charter defines the role and responsibility of the council. Council is the decision-making body, meaning that all strategic planning issues, administrative issues, financial issues, which could be academic issues as well, would need an approval, guidance, support of the governing body. And in this case, the governing body is the council. Now, council act as a collective body to act upon these charter laid down responsibilities. We are as powerful as collectively we are, and we are as weak as individuals we could be. Therefore, the issue here is whether at certain point of time we are taking on board everything that we need to take on board. We can simply say that we are trying our utmost, taking externalities into consideration, the environment within which we have to operate, and trying to work as to the assigned responsibility of the charter.
Thank you very much. And the last question, and then I would request President to wrap up, please. The last question.
Okay. I'm Sujata from Thailand, speaking as an alumni. I graduated this May. I just got my certificate, which turns out to be invalid for some reasons. I'm working in a government institute, and there's a high possible risk that my degree will not be taken into account, which means I will not be paid as a master degree student, only bachelor. What will happen to me? Do I deserve that? I don't know, because I'm a proud AIT student. I'm really proud, but as far as I'm concerned, students are being the victim. And what is the possible chances or strategies that you're doing to help the students who already graduated with the invalid degrees? What can you do for us? Because I've been hearing that there are misunderstanding between two big parties. I don't know, sir. It's about the higher authority, and I don't want to mess in it. I'm concerned about my degree and my friend's degree who graduated with me and will graduate in the next semester. What are the procedures you're going to do for me or my friends? That I cannot apply for some government scholarship because the degree is invalid? Or my pay will reduce, and working in the Thai government institute is already very less. So I cannot live with that amount of money. And of course, if Thailand does not recognize this degree, what will happen in this December semester? Are you still going to go on with the degree ceremony, or who's going to sign? I'm sorry, I'm speaking for my friends. Please try to understand us as a student with only interest about my degree, regardless the politics going on. So, and also, if, pardon me if it's a bit too long, does AIT have any plan to refund the tuition fee if AIT degree is not recognized by the graduation date? Correct me if I'm wrong, some of us are paying ourselves and it's not fair. So those are the questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
One more question I want to ask. Just one more, last one.
Please be very brief.
Okay. Just one, except Thai, we are the students from various communities. Last forum I asked to the President. President gave us the timeline that before the next graduation this problem will resolve. Basically, after graduation we need the accreditation or from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Education if I want to do higher studies. Because in my country there will be no problem because my country certified the charter. I want to do higher studies in other countries. And I need the accreditation, my certificate from Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Education of Thailand. The same problem facing except Thailand, all countries. So if before December this problem will not resolve and the students will not certify his degree and he going back to his country, how you resolve this problem and what will the student will do after the graduation, after he's going or returning back to his country? And the problem is, President gave us a time frame that before December, the 18th December, the problem will resolve, and our excellencies didn't give any time frame. The problem will resolve soon. There is a little bit communication gap, I think. So we need a clear-cut or straight answer or straight solution that how we can resolve, or if this problem will resolve within this or not. And if not resolved, what will happen next or after graduation? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Ambassador of Bangladesh, please.
Some of the issues my students have raised, I may not be able to respond because of the technicalities or existing rules regarding accreditations. I'm not aware of that, so I would not respond. But I can bet one thing, that you would not want a refund of the your educational expenses. You want your certificate to be recognized and be valid. That is what we also want. And we are optimistic to have attained this objective within the shortest possible time. Whether it is possible to give a precise timeline, 18 December, 25th December, December 1st, perhaps that would not be possible, because simply because it is not alone us, the rest of the council members, to decide or fix a time frame. Now, optimism is the buzzword here. We are working towards that end. The unfortunate part would certainly be to have students becoming a victim of this delay or this entire process. We can only assure you, as much as is within our power to do, so that interest of the students are upheld, and you don't have to seek your refund. And perhaps with regard to the accreditation, Mr. President, you would like to respond to the queries made. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. As I mentioned also Student Forum, I share your concern very much. And Council is doing its best in dialogue with Thailand to resolve this problem. And I mentioned also Student Forum, that the problem should be solved before next graduation because so many are concerned. And I am confident that they will continue and they will do their utmost to make sure that we can find a solution. At the same time, I would like to mention that we are doing our utmost to support the students. I think you will agree with me that in spite of not receiving any RTG budget nowadays, we continue to support our students with their studies. You may find difficulties to find another example where university does not receive the tuition fee but allows students to continue the study. AIT does this exactly for the reason you mentioned. Students are victim in here. Their degree should not be affected of ongoing problems which are under discussion. That has been my humble request to all involved parties. Please, please let students continue their studies in peace. Let them not to worry for their degrees. If an institute's degree is valid 29 January, it should continue to be valid 31st. Validity, recognition of degrees are linked to academic quality. We have AIT, one AIT. Please do not let students be negatively affected. Council continues to do its most. There is a meeting declared for November 5th. Let's try our utmost. Let's hope that that meeting will be a concrete meeting leading to a rapid solution for this problem. AIT will continue to support students even without receiving a single baht in tuition fee to the students. Thank you.
Sir, you haven't answered my concern.
The degree which was issued in May.
Yeah.
That's.
Can you kind of give us, what's the word, protection that the degree is legal or it's valid?
The only thing, I'm not a lawyer. I mentioned that we have experienced lawyers. Dr. Prajet, I had the latest contact with him last night. A former DG for International Treaty and Legal Affairs of Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand, former senator, member of the Senate Committee for Foreign Affairs. He is one of the experts Thailand has in Vienna Convention. What he tells me, I can reflect to you. I'm not a lawyer, but my input comes from our lawyers. And he said, Enabling Act, which is the basic for AIT to operate, is giving to the institute, has nothing to do with the charter amendments or any charter. And he also mentioned, since one very clear objective of the new charter, just like other 3 AIT charters, is for AIT confer academic certificates and degrees. According to Vienna Convention, all parties who have signed the charter should not defeat the purpose of the charter, which is again academic activities. This is what I received as latest expert statement, which I can convey. And the Council continues to do its most. They mentioned that they hope that the meeting on 5th November will have hopefully a positive outcome. I am equally concerned for these issues, believe me.
Just to clarify my understanding from the answer, so I have to tell my other friends who are waiting for me, means that our degree continues to be invalid up until the November 5th meeting, the result of it, that Thailand will ratify it or not. If not, what is going to happen to us? Do I still have to face the possibilities of, you know, getting laid off because my qualification doesn't meet the criteria to be in that position? Because it really counts, and I'm facing that. So how about on the November 5th, if you cannot come out, supposedly cannot come out with the result of Thailand signing or going back to the Board of Trustees, which I don't know, can you come up with something that protects the student who already received the degrees, that, okay, it's valid, you can use it, until the new certificate is issued or the new charter comes into act with the Enable Act, so that we are safe, as a student are safe?
Thank you. Let me, in 30 seconds, try to give my answer. AIT was invited to process of developing the charter as observer, led by our legal advisor, Dr. Prajit, all right? We did everything we could to protect the interest of students, including foreseeing some of the possible problems in the transition period. These are all documented, these are all there. We were promised by the chairman of the intergovernmental process for the amendment of the new charter that there would be no problem whatsoever during the transition period. So from our side, we did whatever we could to protect the interest of students in the transition period. And these are documented. If for any reason this is changed, I think the Council should discuss this matter with the authorities. AIT, as an institute, cannot force any government to accept the degrees of AIT. The only thing we can do is to try hard, which our faculty do, our staff do, to make sure that the program are having high quality, academic quality. But even with or without new charter, believe me, we are not in a position to force any government to whatsoever to accept the degrees. It's up to them to accept. But if you have any other idea how we can be more supportive, please let me know.
Ambassador of Sri Lanka would like to add.
Okay.
Let him add.
Thank you.
Regarding your question about the validity of your degree certificate, I think on the 5th, as a member of the Council, I give you the assurance that we will take it up as a priority matter at the meeting that we are going to have with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the 5th of November. Because please understand that we are also parents. I have 2 children who have got graduated and got degrees. So we understand your concern, and I think we should be able to get I don't think any authority will penalize you for certain issues that are taking place at the moment between the AIT and the government of Thailand. I don't think anyone, but please understand, there are some vested people who are interested to slow this process of negotiating and solving. The people who are interested, they also must understand this. Who are the people finally who are going to suffer because of these things, these issues? It is the students who have done hard work, studied hard, and so please appeal to them as well. You know who they are. I don't have to name, right? Get them also to not to penalize you. If they have any other grievances or any issues to be taken out as far as the management or the governance of the AIT, that's a separate issue. But I don't think anybody will want to harm the students who have studied hard and got their degrees for them to find that their degrees are invalid. So I think as a member of the Council, I give you the assurance that we will take it up and we'll get an answer to that on the 5th. Whether your degree is valid, especially the students of the Thailand. But as far as other countries are, the ambassadors are given the assurance that there won't be any problem for the foreign students, and as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, there won't be any problem on the validation of the degree certificate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to thank all our students, all our staff, all the council members for honoring us. And one thing I would like to say from my behalf, when you enter AIT, you see a logo